Welcome, welcome. I'm super excited that you're here with me today. My name is Cindy Lish, and I am an accomplished career coach that helps stay-at-home moms with the confidence, tools, and skills to successfully get back to the workforce. Yep, that's exactly what I do. So whether you've been at home for 20 minutes or 20 years, this is the place for you. In fact, over the past 8 years, I've helped over 600 women to confidently get back to the workforce at jobs that they absolutely love. So let's get started. But before we start with today's lesson, I want you to pop on over and subscribe to my channel so you are the first one to know every single time I have a new video out, which is going to be every week on Wednesdays. Okay, are you subscribed? Cool. Okay, let's get started. Today, I want to talk to you about the negative language that you are using, probably without even realizing it, in your job search and how that's impacting how the employer is seeing you. Okay, let me give you some actual real examples so you see that what I'm talking about. You know, we have a tendency to put ourselves down, to lessen what we've done, to not brag about what we've done. And I know we women were trained that way, right? We were taught to, don't boast, don't talk a lot about what you're doing, keep your head down low, work hard, and that's it. People are going to recognize you for what you do. But the thing is that if you don't tell anyone what you do, nobody's ever going to know about it. Okay. Nobody at the job interview, they're not going to be there asking these detailed questions, trying to draw it out of you. If you're going forward and giving them negative answers or one-word answers, they're just going to move on to the next candidate. Okay. It's not their job to have to draw out the information from you on what your accomplishments are and how great you are. Okay. So now let me give you some examples of some of the language that I've heard some of my clients use and how you can use it, change it around so that you could speak more positively about yourself. So for example, I'm working with a client who is in interior design, home design and closet reorganizations, things like that. And part of the job posting is asking if she has ever worked with interior designers. So when we were mock interviewing, I asked her that question. And she said to me, well, no, I just worked with the people on the interior designers on our team. And I looked at her and I said, so yes, right? You have worked with interior designers. And she's like, well, okay, yes. So, it's like if I said to you, do you have experience raising children? And you would say, well, no, I only have experience raising my children. Again, the answer is yes. So the better way of answering that question of do you have experience working with interior designers would be, oh yes, of course. At XYZ company where I worked collaboratively with a team of 5 interior designers. I would go into the houses, I would take pictures, I would do sketches, I would take measurements, and I would come back to the interior designers after I had interviewed the clients, understood their wants, their needs, their wishes, and then together we would design a plan, something like that, right? Which is a lot better, a lot stronger than saying, well, no, I only worked with the ones on our team, right? You're putting yourself down when in fact you've done what they're asking for, okay? It's just that your confidence in yourself is that, well, I only did it a little bit, I only worked at one place, I only have 3 years of experience, not 15 years of experience, so you're putting yourself down, right? Do you understand it? I know you get this. Let me give you some other examples. So I worked with a client, and during mock interview session, I was asking her, what did you like best about your last job? Okay, common question. And she said to me, well, at my last job, things were constantly changing. So I was always forced to learn new things. I was forced to upgrade my skills. I was forced to, etc. And I'm like, whoa, let's stop here. So when you're talking, imagine how people are envisioning you when you talk about being forced to learn new things. It certainly doesn't sound like a growth mindset, right? And that is something that employers are looking for, a growth mindset, the ability to adapt, to a willingness, even a desire to continuously grow and learn new things as you're going along, right? So when you say, I was forced to learn new things, I was forced to adapt, no one forces you to eat an ice cream cone, right? A better way of phrasing that would be to say, what I loved best about my last job was that, things were constantly evolving. We went from this system to that system. We went from, serving one office to serving 5 offices, whatever it is. So it offered me the privilege and the opportunity. You see the difference? Privilege and opportunity, rather than I was forced to learn new things. I have the privilege and opportunity to learn new things, right? I know that you see what I'm saying, right? And I'm seeing light bulbs go off of everybody's head. I'm watching you. Okay, so let me give you another example. And this is a very, very common one, is that when you're going on these job interviews, they ask you about, oftentimes it's a computer program or software or something that you are not familiar with. Okay, and when they ask you, do you know such and such program, to kind of close the door and say, no, I don't know that program. Okay. So the idea is we never want to say no, okay? We always want to open up the door. We don't want to shut the door. So now, first off, before you went to that interview, as you know, because I've done all these videos, I've talked to you about preparing for the interviews. You're going to be researching and you're going to be preparing for that interview. So you're going to be looking over that job posting. So you should know in advance. You shouldn't be caught by surprise when you're on that interview and they're asking you about that software or that computer program. So number one is, it's coming. Okay, now prepare. So first off, go online and familiarize yourself with that program so that you don't have to automatically close the door when you get there. So that's number one. Okay. Number two, what have you done that parallels that program? Okay, so for example, very often people work for companies that have their own proprietary software. So instead of using some name brands, let's say project management tool, they use something that was designed specifically for their company. Okay, great. But you know what? They're all almost the same. So instead of, when they say, have you used such and such a project management tool, instead of just saying no, the better answer to that would be, well, actually, I have 5 years experience working with, such and such project management software tool, which is the one that was, custom designed for XYZ company. And in that software, I am able to do the following things. And now tell me what you're able to do. And, these softwares are very, very similar. So, what, I did spend some time and I did do some online classes on the software you're talking about. And yeah, absolutely. It's almost the same thing. I could be up to date, I could be up to date by tomorrow, right? That kind of thing. Opening up the door and showing that you have that growth mindset, that you have the skills to be able to do that, is much better, okay, than shutting the door, talking negatively about yourself. Speaking about the talking negatively, that's another thing that we oftentimes do, is that instead of answering questions in a positive, we answer them in a negative. For example, if I were to ask you, are you ever late to work? Okay, I don't want you to say, no, I'm never late, or, no, I have never gotten to work on time, late, anything like that, because then it's just a no. I want you to say this. I want you to say, oh my goodness, I pride myself on always being on time. In fact, and here's a true story. I was driving to work and I was driving and I saw this pothole in front of me and I tried to avoid it, but I literally landed in this pothole. I went thump and I heard and I punctured my tire going to work. So I turned around, I took myself to one of the quick lube service places where I was able to get my tire fixed and still managed to get to work on time. Okay, and I could have time to buy my tea, but I still got to work on time. So no, I don't call in sick. I don't not show up. I am always on time, right? So again, giving those examples, not making any of your answers have a negative. So no, instead of saying, no, I'm never late, giving an example like that. And that's how you are going to show the right mindset, the right attitude towards getting these jobs. Okay? I hope this is super helpful for you. I have so much more great free content for you. Pop on over to my website. It's cindylish.com. CINDYLISH.com. You're going to find more videos. You're going to find more blogs. You're going to find an opportunity to make an appointment for free to speak one-on-one with me to see how I can help you out in your personal job search. Okay? So ladies, I hope you have a productive week. You are warriors. Always remember that. And I'll catch you the next time. Bye-bye.